Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Matt Breaks Wax. I've got another closet rip. I've got a partial box here of 1996 Topps Series 2. I am looking for... I don't think we can win the sweepstakes. I think that's already passed, but maybe if we get one, we could submit it to Topps and see if they send us a pack or something. We'll see what happens. But one of the things I am looking for in this Series 2, and it's actually not on the box. I've actually brought up the checklist. Oh wait, here it is. Mickey Mantle Finest and Finest Refractors. So early 90s or mid 90s Finest and Finest Refractors, they kind of started around like 93, 94. They go for pretty good money if you can find them in good shape. It would be super cool to find them in here to be a Mickey Mantle. I'm looking at the odds. So they're 1 in 18 Series 2 hobby packs and 1 in 12 Series 2 retail packs. So I believe this is hobby. From what I can tell, it is not. I don't think it's set up for retail. I think the retail boxes were a little more square. This is the hobby. The Mickey Mantle commemorative reprints Finest Refractors are 1 in every 96 packs, so it's a little more rare in hobby, and 1 in 144 Series 2 retail pack. So that one would be harder to find, but I haven't seen one in this box yet. And we've opened a little bit of it. I've got one pack set aside for a Junk Wax time travel. I'm sure whatever we're looking for in this video will be in that pack. So it's like and subscribe so you come back and see that whenever I rip it. But otherwise, I have a pretty good portion of this box left. So, that's quite a bit. So we might have to break this up into 2 videos. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how much they're breaking together. Hopefully not. We also have in this, so like Mystery Finest and Mystery Finest Refractors, like just the regular, not Mickey Mantles, were only in Series 1 according to this checklist. There are Star Power inserts, but the Power Boosters, which are thicker and have like a prismatic, those were apparently only in Series 1. Profiles by Kirby Puckett were in Series 1 and 2, so we could see those. Profiles by Tony Gwynn were in Series 1 and Series 2, so we could see those. Road Warriors were only in the Walmart pack, so we're probably not going to see that, because I think this is hobby. And then Wrecking Crew, which I love, it's a great insert, 1 in 18 Series 2 hobby packs, so we could see Wrecking Crew. There is also, and I don't know, like TCDB doesn't say where it's at. It just says insert and it says NNO, and it's Derek Jeter and it's a tri-card, and it looks like it's an odd size. I don't know where that's at. If it's a box like topper that's on the bottom, I don't know. I haven't seen anything like that yet. I don't know, it doesn't look like it folds out from the picture that's on TCDB, so I'd be really curious to see if that pops up. The actual Derek Jeter card for this one is in Series 1, so we're probably not going to see that. I believe the way they did Series 1 and Series 2, in Series 2 packs, you're getting card number 221 to 4 or whatever. And then, so, we're probably not going to see that original Derek Jeter card. Alright. At least that's how I understand it. I was trying to see if there's no like parallel sets or anything like that. So we're not really looking for anything along those lines, but just a good checklist, lots of big name players. Rookie wise, not too much in the Series 2 as far as big names go. We'll take a look and see who comes up here. And let me see, let me go look. I read some of the rookies here: Matt Morris, Craig Wilson, Alvin Shepard, Randy Wynn. That's probably the biggest name in here. Jason Brester, Shea Monahan, Brian McNichol, Jonathan Johnson, Brian Powell, Brian Buchanan, Steve Sparks, Donnie Wall. There is a prospect card that has Derek Lee. There's a prospect card that has Desi Relaford, so that's a name you've probably heard. A prospect card that has Bartolo Colon. Let me see if there are any other big names on here. Not really. Oh, Raul Ibanez and Paul Konerko. So there is a prospect card that has Raul Ibanez and Paul Konerko. So that might be the biggest prospect card. There is a Scott Rowland prospect card, so that'd be nice. Vladimir Guerrero and Andrew Jones. That might be the biggest, actually, now that I'm looking at the names. Prospect card. And that's pretty much it. Richard Hidalgo on the last one. So, you know, let's get into it. Let's see what we get. I'll just rip as much as I can. If it starts to get too long, we'll cut it and we'll go to a part 2. But I'm just really curious to see what is in these packs. If we can find this, I need an assist. If we can find this Mickey Mantle, you know, that would be fantastic. I don't. All right. So it'll be pretty obvious if it's a finest because it should have a wrapper on it, I believe. So it should be like a little bit thicker, almost like a chrome card, if that makes sense. So Delano to Shields, Bobby Bonilla, he goes up until the Orioles stop paying him. And this is actually on the Orioles uniform, so we'll put Bobby Bonilla up there. Chad OJ. There we go. Like Piazza. Love that. All right, Brian McNichol, that's one of the draft pick cards. This is, it's really hard to read, but this is now appearing. Tony Clark. So Tony Clark was pretty good. I don't usually put him up though. Jeff Cirillo, Ray Sanchez, it's pretty good as well. David Bell, Mark Langston. If you look at the backs of these, you definitely get the stats. Pretty traditional. You do get a little image there as well, and a little fact there on the bottom. Bernard Gilkey and Trevor Hoffman. Nice. A couple of years in, he was already doing well. So already had 20 saves, 31 saves in 95. So yeah, he was already starting to do his thing. I don't think I see a Mickey Mantle mystery. Jason Isringhausen, he's pretty good. Another pretty good. Pedro Martinez, we'll put him up in the Expos. So, ironically enough, with the Expos, I'm going to be moving pretty close to Montreal. So, if Montreal ever gets a, I'll be in the U.S. still, in New York, but not far from Montreal. But so, if, here's Matt Williams, I'll put him up. If Montreal gets an expansion team in the next few years, that's who my second team will be, because I'm always going to be an O's fan. Jay Payton on the now appearing. Brooks Kitchnick on the now appearing. Oh, look at that. Okay, let's see. Who do we got? Alright, so this is a no big names. Pete Harnish. He had been an Oriole before. Will Clark. Nice, we'll keep Will Clark up there. Charlie Hayes. Bill Swift. And Gary DiSarcina to round us out. Man, I can't get these to open without the assist. Luis Alicea, John Smiley, the Reds, CJ Nikowski, Tim Raines still playing. Right, here we go. Craig Wilson, he was okay. Jose Herrera on the now appearing. All right, let's see who our prospects are on this one. Bartolo Colon, that's a name we know. Put that one up. Bob Tewksbury, Joey Cora, Andres Galarraga, the big cat, Todd Hundley, and Larry Barkin. I say that because there is a card, I forget what year it is, but it is a card with Barry Larkin and his dog. So I call him Larry Barkin. Ken Hill, John Giaha, Norm Charlton, now appearing Phil Nevin, Randy Wynn on the draft pick card. He had an okay career. There's Ben Grieve. He was a highly touted prospect. It didn't really pan out in the majors though. Oh, here we go. David Justice by Tony Gwynn Profiles. So Profiles by Tony Gwynn on David Justice. So this is going to be Tony Gwynn's thoughts on David Justice. And these are super cool. They're not numbered or anything like that, but it's just an insert. So this is Tony Gwynn and what he thought about David Justice. Yeah, I thought he'd arrived. He's been hurt by some injuries. He's still up there with the best right fielders in the league. Love that. Lance Johnson, Andre Dawson, Marlins, still playing. Joey Hamilton, Dean Palmer, he was pretty good as well, and Andy Pettit, young Andy Pettit. don't know if it's not going to be a rookie. Oh, maybe. He had 31 games in 95, so 95 is probably his rookie card. He had 12 and 9. And then went down. Oh, maybe he started. That's kind of weird. Huh, okay. I don't know if he got sent down. I don't have a memory of that. I was not a Yankee fan. I was watching my O's lose to the Yankees. Alright, Brett Saberhagen. These are kind of hard to read if you don't get the lighting right. Jamie Navarro. Jason Kendall on the now appearing. So these are prospects, I guess, who had just made their debut. Like a little, are about to be called up, maybe? I don't know. Probably like a prospect card, but not a draft pick card. So it's not going to have any big value, but it's kind of cool. He was a bigger name. Alex Ochoa on the now appearing. I like him too. Matt Morris. He had a pretty good career. Bartolo Colon again. I'm not going to put that one up just because. I'll run out of room. Brooks Kushnick. So we're seeing some repeats in the collation. There's another repeat of Galarraga. There's Worrell. Chad Fonville. Dan Miceli. And Rafael Palomero. Nice. I don't know, something about this pack feels good. Just a hunch. I could be wrong. Probably wrong. We did get a Greg Maddux. Love seeing the Professor. Steve Sparks. Vince Coleman. Up in Seattle. Luis Alicea again. Prospect card. Nobody really big on there. Mark Loretta. Andy Benes. Pedro Munoz. There's Tony Gwynn. Ray Sanchez again. Kurt Manwaring. And Ismael Valdez to round out the pack. So my hunch was wrong. Nothing major. Okay, we might have another profile. Oh, that might be a Wrecking Crew. Alright, let's see what it is. Might be a Wrecking Crew. Joe Villatello. Vitiello. I definitely said that wrong. Jeff Conine. He did some Orioles time. Steve Sparks again with the landscape. Sean Green. He was an interesting player. I don't know that he got the full career. I think he had some injury bug, if I remember correctly, but I just remember his name being hot when he first came up. There's a star power insert. Ivan Rodriguez. Love that. We do have print lines running down through that, but that's okay. It's a nice insert. There's a prospect card. Nobody really good. Oh, there we go. Profiles by Kirby Puckett on Juan Gonzalez. So this is going to be Kirby Puckett's thoughts on Juan Gon. So give him a full year and he'll put up some serious numbers. Yeah, so I guess he had some back injuries and stuff, so they were kind of commenting on that. Mike Blowers, Kevin Brown, another Mike Piazza, Eric Hansen is better than Chris Hansen, and Moises Alou for the Montreal Expos. All right, one more pack, and then let's see, up to, I don't know, we might have 3 videos here. We'll see. I'm at 15 minutes. I don't want to go too far. This will be the last one for this one, and I'll break it up a little bit. Jose Canseco. Dave Nilsson, Will Cordero, Carl Everett, he was pretty good as well. There's Randy Johnson on the star power. I definitely like that. Put that one up. We got another prospect card. Nobody big on there. Another Andy Benes, Joey Hamilton, another Tony Gwynn. Thomas Howard, Cliff Lloyd, he's okay as well, and Tyler Green to round us out. All right, folks, that's it for part 1. Please like and subscribe on the way out. We'll be back to do part 2. We'll keep looking for this Mickey Mantle and see how it goes. Keep ripping wax.